Today, we're diving into a really powerful idea, Black digital sovereignty. It's a vision that gets you thinking. What if Black creators didn't just post their content on platforms, but actually owned the digital spaces where their culture is born and thrives? This quote, wow, it just sets the stage so perfectly, doesn't it? It's this striking metaphor for the really shaky ground creators are on when they don't control the platform. This idea of rented land. That's the core problem we're going to unpack right now. And that leads us straight into what the source calls the creator's paradox. It's this fundamental conflict, right? On one hand, you're creating immense cultural and economic value, but on the other, you have absolutely no ownership over the place where all that value is being made. I mean, just think about it for a second. Hashtags like hashtag Black Lives Matter went global on platforms like X and Instagram. You've got Black creators on TikTok literally defining worldwide trends in music, in dance, in comedy. They are the engines of culture. But the economic power, the structural power, that stays with the platform owners. So to really get this paradox, let's explore that metaphor of living on rented land a little bit more. It's an experience that's pretty much defined by a total lack of control and security. So what might feel like influence, the likes, the shares, all the followers, is in many ways just an illusion. Sure, creators get visibility, but the system is ultimately designed to pull value from their content and their audience's data, not to actually empower them in a meaningful way. So this is the rent that creators end up paying. You have algorithms that can suddenly deprioritize content about racial justice. Creators talk all the time about being shadow banned, where their reach just vanishes overnight with zero explanation. All the while, their data is being collected for profit, and the terms of service can be twisted to silence voices that challenge the status quo. The bottom line, no ownership, no equity, and basically no say in how the place is run. Okay, so after laying out all these pretty serious challenges, this is where the article pivots from the problem to a really powerful solution. It's a vision for a totally different digital future, one that's built on this core principle of digital sovereignty. And this is the core proposal right here. See, digital sovereignty isn't just about having a platform. It's about owning the whole ecosystem. We're talking the servers, the code that decides who sees what, and the data the community generates. It's about building the house from the ground up, not just picking out curtains for a rented room. And this table just lays out the difference in philosophy so clearly. Instead of moderation rules that are all about corporate PR, you have rules based on actual community values. Instead of algorithms that have these hidden biases baked in, the goal is algorithmic justice. Data is treated with dignity, not just as something to sell. And the whole economic model is based on reciprocity, sharing the value instead of just extracting it. Now, this is a super crucial point. This isn't about just copying what's already out there. The vision isn't to create a Black Facebook. It's about building a fundamentally different kind of environment, like a digital soil, where new ideas, businesses, and conversations can grow safely and authentically. Okay, but let's be real, there's a huge challenge here, right? Everybody is already on the big platforms. The author totally gets the subjection and addresses it head on, tackling the massive power of what's called the network effect. This is it. This is the question that stops so many creators in their tracks. It's a totally practical concern. Why would I go build somewhere new when my entire community is already over here? The counter-argument here is to just look at history. I mean, Facebook and TikTok didn't start with billions of users. They grew because a small group of early adopters and creators invested their time and energy, and they made those places somewhere people wanted to be. The core idea is that audiences don't just belong to a platform. They follow trusted voices. If those voices build it, the community will come. So this whole thing isn't just some big, abstract idea. The source actually provides a practical blueprint for how to start making this vision a reality, how to move from just talking about the problem to actually building the solution. And it all starts with a simple but really important question for every creator and every user to ask themselves. Are my actions online aimed at just getting fleeting attention, short-term clout, or am I actually investing in a sustainable, long-term community? And here are the real actionable steps they suggest. It's not about deleting everything else and starting over. It's about starting small. Go create a profile. Just share one piece of your content there each week. Invite a few friends to check it out. And this is a big one. Support the creators who are already there, laying the foundation. And to make this really tangible, the source even names a couple of specific platforms, like Blacksby and Afrocom, as places where this work is already happening. These are pointed to as the new digital homes that people can start building in today. And that brings us to the final, really powerful idea. True digital freedom, it isn't just about the words we post. It's about owning the very architecture that hosts those words. It's about building the house, not just renting a room. A really provocative thought on what it truly means to own our digital future.